This is literally all the cards, right? So many decks. So it took me a long time to like decipher all of this, and I had to lay them out on the floor because there was no room anywhere else. So you can, I don't like the light, so you guys could just see that, and that's what we're about to decipher. So that's why I was like, oh. So yeah, I had to sit on the floor to like, just to get everything sort of like done. I only went through one notebook, but it was only a couple pages because this reading ended up coming out kind of multi-dimensional. So these cards read down in rows, but they also read across. So yeah, let's get started. First, so I'm gonna have to reach over a lot, so excuse me. All right, so we're gonna start here. 10 of Pentacles, right? Upright. 10 of Pentacles resonates with legacy. This is resonating. The channel that I got from this card was really, I would say 1 0. That's after 9. So 9, we have Alpha 0, right? Omega 9, the end. This is a new beginning. This is a fresh start, right? This is 0 and 1. So this is the void and the light coming forth from the void. So that's what we got there. And it's your riches that have been stored up in the spirit realm. All that work you've been putting in coming through to manifest. So you don't realize it, but you've been building this legacy for a long time. Right? And then we have across 7 of Wands. So 7 of Wands. This is defending yourself. Hey, what's up? Thank you. Yeah, you like my old school couch? This was here when I got here, actually. This couch has been here. So we have 7 of Wands there. And this is defending your legacy. It's also defending yourself. And I look at these other wands as almost like putting up shielding, doing some psychic shielding. And we also have the Devil card reversed. So this is going to be releasing attachments. Part of this is also releasing your humanity, releasing the things that bind you to the lower realms. Next, 8 of Pentacles, upright. Okay. And this all started, this whole big thing started because I felt some very subtle, extremely subtle vibrations coming in. After the 21st, a lot of people were like, nothing's happening, nothing's happening. There's a silence that happens before, it's the quiet before the storm, or even you can call it like a quiet storm. There's always that moment before the first drop of rain hits where everything seems to go quiet. Everything seems to just, or even when you have like a solar eclipse, if you notice, everything goes quiet and then all the night animals start to come out during the day. So that's what this has been about. This 8 of Pentacles is working on yourself. This is self-work. This can lead to isolation. It can also lead to missing other opportunities in the world. But some of you, for the rest of the winter, you know, being reborn in the spring, some of you will probably go into a time of deep study, deep meditation, you know, deep self-work. If you have a spiritual business or any business really, you'll probably be working on that more. You may want to start working from home. You may feel called to work for yourself. So it's really getting out of these attachments that you have to this old system, you know, and working on what you want to manifest moving forward. So next we have 5 of Swords. Now 5 of Swords is usually like deception or being defeated, but how I looked at it as sort of like all those swords, all these swords represent people that you're letting go, right? And he's even looking back like, hey, where are you going? So there's so many people at this time that they may want you to come back to your old habits and old ways, and you're just like, no. You're like, I'm leaving. I'm gonna go into maybe my subconscious mind, the water, You know what I'm saying? You have some clouds in the background, so it's sort of like getting into that chaos or being in confusion. And something I had noticed too at this time is that a lot of people are in confusion because of the chaos. So it's important, as we talked about in the Merging with the Higher Self course, we spoke about ordering your chaos. So that's what this is about. It's about ordering your chaos and clearing up that confusion, finding that new place for yourself, leaving these old people behind. They think they won because they have so many swords, but you can only wield one sword at a time. So what did this person really win? They might have stolen ideas from you. You might have had enemies come against you. You might have had people kind of getting together to talk about you in this last year. And there was a whole breaking down of the old structure of the way that you used to do things. So there's a new way of doing things that's emerging, and it may require you to just walk away and leave it all behind. So we also have the Hierophant coming in, and even though the Hierophant represents traditional structures, represents you know, that old religious structure, the patriarchy, here we have 5, and it wasn't so much about the patriarchy for me. I saw 5 and I was like, this is change. It's literally changed. Like how it came out in this reading is changed to that. Oh, right under there is the victory card. Okay, I just pulled this one and I looked, victory card right underneath. So 5 on here for me is like almost a change to that old structure. There's going to be a big change. So just be aware of that, and it's going to be time for you to follow your intuition now. 10 of Pentacles. Also, you can read from 10 of Pentacles. So I'll flip it over one more time so you guys can see. Right, also we're going to read 10 of Pentacles down. Well, not here. This is its own thing. And these are in-between cards. So they kind of go both. You know what I'm saying? Like right here. Boom, boom, boom. But we're going to read 10 of Pentacles down as well. So this is going to be... I'm going to try and keep this as brief as possible. But it may take a bit of time. But I will try my best to not make this like super duper long for you guys. So then this way that I'm reading, this is a multi-dimensional reading. It really came out that way. I realized that I can read the cards across, but then I realized that the mother gave me, oh, read the cards down also. And when I started reading them down, I got these multi-dimensional messages. So we have 10 of Pentacles there. So that's our legacy, what we've been building up. But then we also have, so that's that new frequency coming into the planet, right? This is the new beginning that you've all been waiting for. Now this card resonates with that old archonic, you know, structure. 3 of Swords reversed. 3 of Swords is also that structure that creates that separation between people, not being heart-centered. You know what I mean? This is not being heart-centered. This is choosing to close down your heart in favor of being more cold. So now is not the time for that. Remember, there's been, and I really want to touch on this briefly, but there's been all this talk about these archons, and people have been really fearing them. And oh, peace, sis. People have been really fearing these archons and these entities and attachments and this and that. The thing is not to fear. The thing is not to close your heart because you're afraid of the world, but rather open it up. And these entities can't affect you if you're on a certain frequency and vibration, and you can hold that vibration going down and going up. Remember, you always want to be able to all vibes matter, so to speak. You want to go all vibes. You want to be able to go up and down the ladder, Jacob's ladder. That's your spine, okay? So you want to be able to travel to all frequencies and still be able to protect yourself. Remember, the root chakra is important. There's no judgment against the root chakra. It's this is us working with all of self. There's no judgment against the root chakra because that's the base. That's like, what is a song without the drums? It holds the beat. Okay? So what I was seeing from this in one level is that it's time to sort of let go of those pains, let go of what has been really hurting you, and understanding that you have all the power within you, and understanding that if you can't open your heart and refuse to heal, then you open yourself up to these kind of archonic and demonic possessions. Okay, but you have the power. You can heal your heart. You can use your heart discernment. And also, this is a call to focus on your heart and energy body healing at this time. Now, you typically don't read these oracle cards reversed, and that's in order to access your legacy. Remember, the first one there was the Ten of Pentacles. That's in order to access your legacy. So when I saw impasse, I typically don't read this reversed, but Spirit said leave it reversed. So I said, okay, I'll leave impasse reversed. And the story of this oracle card is that this is an angel that gets in the way and creates an impasse so that you can reroute, and it can keep you away from danger. What I'm reading from this card is that at this time, you are going to be able and be called to be more intuitive and in tune with yourself and protect yourself from danger. So you'll be able to, so there's no more, yes, you can always call on your spirit guides, your higher self, your ancestors to assist you, but it's almost like you're now taking the reins, and you're now going to be in a space of having personal responsibility for the decisions that you make. You're not being handled with kid gloves anymore. All right? So then under there, what we have is the air dragon coming up. Helps you rise above earthly matters. Right? So that's communicate honestly, brings inspiration and hope, see life from a higher perspective, right? So that's, and then as we're reading the cards down, the real message that I really got from here is that it's important to be open and honest first and foremost with yourself, so that you can create this healing that you truly want. You're going to want to be open and honest with yourself first and foremost. Okay, so now we'll go down second row, 7. So remember, the top card was that defending yourself, defending your victory. Okay, that's 7 of wands. Under there, though, which was interesting, was the King of Wands reversed. Now, reverse, this is the old structure. This is power and control, manipulation of others, using your anger to just being like a bully, using your anger, being a bully. This is not advisable at this time. You want to be operating from a space of love. This is a king that is losing his crown. That's really what I got. Like, this is a king that is losing his crown. So if you are a king or a queen or a god or a goddess, anger will get you nowhere. You'll be losing your crown, which even could mean access to your crown chakra. Okay? And you don't want to lose access to your crown chakra, because that's how you communicate and get your higher messages. Also, I just want to remind you all to always check your channels with your heart. Now, why is this king losing his crown? Why is he so defensive? And the card that came up for that from the oracle cards was insecurity. Right? Insecurity. And if you notice, and this card is my greatest adversary is myself. You have to want to be this person guarding your heart. This is also double confirmation. You'll be this person guarding your heart, not being vulnerable, not being honest with yourself, denying the truth, and that is what lets these entities in to take energy from you. So it's time to be honest with self and raise your frequency. And this is all part of merging once again with your higher self, and that comes in here too. I think the mother was really just giving us a message about how to do it, So then we have the devil reverse, and I said that's releasing people, that's releasing old attachments, that's releasing your humanity. That's releasing your humanity, who you think you are here, your personality. Okay, that was the higher message with that. And we're reading down. Then I have 3 of Wands. This is the Cosmic Tarot, just in case you guys want to get this deck. I have 3 of Wands, and if you notice, this woman is connecting with heaven and earth, right? And there's a miracle. There's 3 lotuses growing here. She doesn't care that nobody's there to see her. So this is the season that we're going into. You're being in your bliss, in your own energy, self-actualizing, connecting and communicating, being that pillar of light that connects heaven and earth. Okay? You're able to get into your creative and feminine energies in a very profound way at this time, and you don't care who's watching. This is going to be cultivating this new you, Don't worry if be yourself even when nobody is looking. enjoy the bliss and the harmony of your own soul and of the expression of your soul in this reality. I encourage you to dance. I encourage you to do art. I encourage you to do anything creative at this time, because it's going to be very nourishing and eye-opening for you. Okay. And then under this, and that's interesting because as she's doing this, almost like releasing those attachments to the old self, releasing those attachments to her humanity, raising her vibration and connecting with spirit and figuring out new forms of communication with spirit, we have the recovery card, right? And this card is all about transmuting all that pain, all that trauma, everything that you went through, and creating a key, right? Because all that stuff is really going to be a guide for you. It gives you wisdom. All the pain that you've been through, everything that you've been through, it's giving you wisdom so that you can move forward in your reality and unlock that door. You see how these guides are helping? They're like, don't be afraid of yourself anymore. Take that pain, transmute it, create a higher frequency through it, and unlock that door. Unlock the doors of your mind, the doors of your soul. You know, get to that next level, get to where you want to be, and you're going to do it really by healing. That's just such a beautiful message. And then the two cards that came up for this, for recovery, we have Archangel Gabriel's Dragon, right, for our dragon cards. And this is about purification. Self-discipline will speed ascension, bring joy, and carry Archangel Gabriel's diamond. So you now will have that available to you to be able to purify the soul and purify the body. You can do this physically. You may want to just do this spiritually. It just, whatever way you're called to do it, your own unique way, follow that way. And then we have Orange Dragon. So this is what's going to be coming in the spring. Bring soul families and communities together. You are being called. And I got more than one message in this reading that you may be called to certain places in the planet, to a new city, to a new community, to be a pillar of light in that area. So follow your heart. It's going to be really important. Knowing your heart is really important. In the book The Alchemist, it's all about knowing and understanding your heart. The heart, when it's misunderstood, can be a very treacherous place. It can be deceptive, but it's only us deceiving ourselves because we don't truly know ourselves. So I implore you to get back in touch with your heart. So the next row, we have, these are the rows down. I'm going to go across in the other two. And then we'll read the Beyond Lemuria cards. So we have that Eight of Pentacles, right? I showed you guys this already when I did the first row across. We have the Eight of Pentacles here, and this is your self-work. This is taking care of yourself, nourishing yourself. It's a little bit of, it may feel a little bit isolating. It may feel a little bit... so you might want to spend more time with other people, or like you might have to force yourself to go outside, because during this winter season a lot of people will be going inside and within themselves and working on their plans for the future. And that's advisable. But however, we have Ace of Cups reversed, and when I looked at this Ace of Cups reversed, Ace of Cups upright is emotional fulfillment. So when I looked at, hey, what's up, Khalid? So when I looked at Ace of Cups reverse and those 12 stars falling, I mean, you will be transcending your zodiac sign and becoming more than just human. You can transcend your chart. That's just aspects of your personality that were useful to you while you were here. So you'll be ascending beyond the stars, or even bringing heaven down to earth. The reason why I think we're having this issue with emotional fulfillment is because it doesn't feel emotionally fulfilling to always sit there and be working on self and to not have that interaction with other human beings. That's something that a lot of people are going to find disheartening at this time. So go outside, connect with others, figure out, ask the big questions and figure out why you're feeling the way you are feeling. That's going to be extremely important at this time, to figure out, why don't I feel emotionally fulfilled? What is going on in my life that is creating this disconnection to spirit? To why can't Why can't I understand myself and my emotions? That's going to be really important too. So under that we have, through understanding those emotions, through self-discipline and working on yourself, you're gaining this wisdom. Okay? You'll be gaining wisdom. And there's not too much I can say about this. It's really this wisdom and this harmony. And if you notice, these are little like nature spirits, so you'll be able to communicate with more nature spirits and stuff. You just want to be practicing actually doing that. So this card, these cards, we have once again the orange dragon, you know, soul families. That's bringing in that, and this is also the color of creativity. So your creativity may be what brings your soul family to you. Spread belonging, warmth, and oneness, and that's when you're working on yourself and you're so deep in that, you may forget that, oh yeah, there are others like me that might need my voice, that might need my company, that might need my service. So don't forget about everybody else, you know, even while you're working on yourself and you're deep in whatever your work is. So this wisdom, right? So we're working on self-discipline. We're figuring out our heart and figuring out what is emotionally fulfilling for us, and why don't I feel emotionally fulfilled sometimes. And through this inner work, we're gaining this wisdom, right? So you have the royal blue and gold dragon. That wisdom is heralding this this beautiful essence, right? And it strengthens you to stand in your power with wisdom. Power is 0D, it's the root. Wisdom is the crown. So when we put those together, we have antimatter and we have dark matter. Imagine you bring them together. Imagine who you would be. Imagine the merging and the miracle that you are, that takes place when you really pay attention. Okay? Awaken your own majesty. Wear your cloak of power with pride. Anytime they mention a cloak or something like that, it's your aura. Wear your aura. Wear your gifts. Wear your heart with pride. All right, so the last row, and it looks like this thing is starting to glitch out, which is okay. It's a little warm, but it's not too bad. We have the 5 of Swords upright. And when I look at the 5 of Swords upright, once again, this is about walking away. This is somebody who think they won or think that they defeated someone. Oh, they're defeated. Oh, they, you know. But it's actually walking away from even those ego battles. You know, let that person think they won. Don't throw your pearls to swine. Let that person think that they got all the swords, that they got all the clout, and they got all the people, you know, on their side. Walk away, create something new. So then we have this, and it was interesting because with all this medical stuff going on, I did get 4 of Pentacles from the Cosmic Tarot, and this is a doctor here. And what this is telling me is that there's many doctors that want to speak out, that want to do the right thing, but they're concerned about their materialism and their wealth. And then I see this woman here, and I see that she doesn't believe in herself. She's not standing in her power. She's begging. So you're being advised at this time to not beg, to not lower yourself, to not beg to somebody who you think is in a position of authority or power. Okay, they don't have power over you. You have it all inside of you. You no longer have to beg to these fake ass gatekeepers who are just trying to maintain all their wealth and power and whatever, who are living in fear. No, get up and walk away. That's what you're advised to do. And the next card that confirms that is self-worth. And this card is all about believing in yourself even when nobody else does. So get up and walk away from those people that would demean you, that would tell you that you're not worthy, that think they're better than you just because of their materialism. This isn't about materialism. It's about something deeper, something that's inside of you. And you can absolutely create a reality where you are the master of your reality. And then the double confirmation with that again. Once again, the royal blue and gold dragon comes up when we're reading the card straight down. So, right, stand in your power with wisdom. Okay? No longer do you have to take being that downtrodden person. You can become someone new. So when I read the Cosmic Tarot across, we have the 3 of Swords reversed. Then we have the King of Wands reversed. Now, you guys already saw these cards, so I'm not going to pull them back up. Then we have the 3 of Wands upright, Ace of Cups reversed, and 4 of Pentacles upright. Bottom of the deck. Judgment. That's what this whole year has been about. It's been about judgment. This is also the scene of raising the dead. So some of you may be called to work with a form of necromancy and actually assist souls in ascending, but it's really about ascending yourself first. Raising the dead. That aspect of your consciousness, the parts of you that have been dead, it's time to reawaken them and reintegrate yourself into one being once again. So when I read this across, this is really interesting because we have those, negative, or not really negative, but those manipulative parasitic influences really losing a lot of power at this time. And then we know that they're going to, because this King of Wands, any being that truly doesn't have power has to impose their will. They have to use these laws, these mandates, these restrictions to impose their will. So I do see a big fight before the release. You know what I mean? Before, oh, the frequency's too high. So Spirit is like, yes, that's real, that's happening. But you're advised to be Three of Wands in your power, connecting with Spirit. Be the connection between heaven and earth. You're being advised to really be the connection between heaven and earth, to begin to understand your heart, and to not allow the aspects of you that feel lost, that feel confused, that feel lonely, that feel like emotionally drained. You're being called to not allow this lack feeling, or this feeling of why don't I have emotional fulfillment? Why can't I be happy? Don't let that deter you or make you feel like you have to go and beg. You don't have to beg anymore. Okay? You make the judgment call in your life. You're the light of your own world. You make the judgment call in your life, okay? You stand in your power with wisdom. Next row, a cross. See how these go? This is like crazy. It's like super multidimensional. So we have, once again, I said impasse reverse, all about taking personal responsibility, all about being able to now spiritually protect yourself and really being able to help others. Your spirit guides are letting you choose the path, right? So the path, all paths are open to you. Use your intuition and use your heart discernment. What's going to shut down that heart discernment? Insecurity. Be honest with yourself about why you feel insecure or unworthy, right? So once you start that process of purging the heart and being honest with self, recovery. And then from there, you unlock that door to wisdom. And then from wisdom, and now that you have this deeper understanding, boom, self-worth. Right? And what's self-worth and what's wisdom? Your destiny. Mixing the dark and light, becoming the gray wizard. You are the masters of destinies. It's all in your hands now. Okay? And that is so exciting. And the paths are open for you to choose your path. And then look at that. Right under the destiny card, we have soulmate. Sometimes we're our own soulmates. Sometimes we find that our soul family, we might have a whole soul family they're all our soulmates. The animals, the trees. Be in love with every aspect of self. And then you can go out in the world and love everything and everyone around you, even when they're not happy. All right, I'm going to have to get off this because you see it's doing that glitch out thing. Which is okay. We're not going to go across the dragon cards. I'm going to leave that for now, but I will show you what the bottom of the deck is. We have the earth and water dragon. A lot of you are going to be called to ground your emotions. Creates a foundation for new growth. Yeah, literally knowing, purging those old emotions, becoming clear about how you feel emotionally, and then grounding the water into the earth. A fresh start is coming, so that's also confirmation of our 10 of Pentacles. With new opportunities, nurture your ideas and harvest the abundance. Right. Nourish your ideas and harvest the abundance. Nah, it's just my phone's being wacky right now, but it's okay. We're going to go through the last close. We're We're going to go through this last row here from the Beyond Lemuria. I did write these down. I wrote everything here down because I had to get to know the cards before I really came on here. But the Beyond Lemuria are especially important. So this one was big. Star Seer. Okay? Look, climbing Jacob's ladder. Climbing that stream of consciousness, going up, even awakening the DNA, awakening the Kundalini, awakening the etheric body, raising in your frequency and vibration. Where are you going to? The star. Is that not your higher self? Watching you, guiding you, ready to be one with you again. You are on a mission, my friend. And I think that that's beautiful. And then we also have 9, crown chakra, the unlimited self. The unlimited self. And I got, be aware of what messages you are receiving and from who. Check with your heart. Your higher self is a powerful force. Trust your inner self. It will come through the heart and crown. Heart and crown. Now, like right under the orange dragon card, right? So right under that orange dragon card about bringing soul families together, we have Mount Shasta. And that's what I mean by some of you will be called to these power points on the earth for to not only activate yourself, but to actually activate that space as well. Okay? And for Mount Shasta, what did I write? Your origins. Your origin. Literally knowing your soul origin and your own soul story is going to be super important right now. Your origin star being sacred power places. You may be called to sacred power places for activation of yourself and the site. Look and feel deeper into your ancient origin. So Atlantis is coming up. Remember, we are in essentially the same, or we're heading into, as we're ascending into the same energies that were once present here in Atlantis. So we have an opportunity to reawaken the positive aspects of Atlantis, and many of you were there. Many of you were there in Atlantis and in Lemuria, so you're being called at this time. So we also have Manifestia, and this is just such a beautiful card. It says, dream big. You can choose where you want your life to go, sowing the seeds of your dreams, creating your reality. As above, so below, right? And you're the pillar connecting both. And pollinating your wishes. So that's just not too much I can say. And then the bottom of the deck here, grounding in center. And so as we realize that we are the pillar of light. Just as trees are pillars of light, we are the pillars of light that connect heaven and earth. So the reason why you got the crown and the root chakra coming up is because those higher vibrational frequencies and messages are going to be coming through the crown, discerned by the heart, and then you'll be able to take them into the root and actually ground them into the reality. You'll be pulling these frequencies down to the planet, and actually it's like planting seeds or giving more wisdom to the earth for your own and the benefit of others. So you guys are called on some sacred missions. And so funny, because what's under here? Vulnerability. Right? It's going to take some vulnerability and some honesty to achieve your soul sovereignty. I see the dragonflies here and I'm already thinking of freedom. I see the roses and lotuses. I'm thinking of spiritual wisdom in the heart. So yeah, so that's my multi-dimensional reading. Those of you who made it to the end, great job. You're fantastic, and thanks for staying through the glitches. This reading will be on YouTube probably in the next 2 days, but I'm actually going to edit into my email, because that's honestly what started all this, was me writing the email, and then I started sensing the energies of the planet, and I was like, something big is coming. There's a big shift, there's a big change. And this is just helping you sort of reach over that hump so that you can be prepared for the shift, and so you can get those superpowers back online, right? I love you guys. Peace.